The communists, Marxists, and fascists. We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country. We will rout the fake news media, and we will liberate America from these villains once and for all.
Before we go too far, I've got something to tell you.
Prepare for it!
What storm, Mr. President?
You'll find out.
Good morning, everyone. Wow, technical difficulties for sure. So retrograde, I think, is starting a little bit early. It's supposed to start tomorrow, but I'm already getting the effects of it. So I apologize to anyone that's trying to see us on Rumble. Rumble did not cooperate the other day with Jason or today, so I apologize. And then this morning, YouTube's acting funny. So you guys might even experience some technical difficulties in your own life, anything having to do with computers, your car, anything. Really, it could be anything, delays, travel, all that. So it's in full effect, retrograde. I'm feeling it. And I'm sure, there's another way of feeling it too, about how, like, if you're feeling weak and you're like, maybe you're still getting some sleep, but you keep waking up. Maybe a lot is on your mind as well, a lot of your thoughts, because we have a lot heavy Gemini right now too. So you might be having a lot of things going through processing, but that's also retrograde, just so you know. But anyways, it's good to be here. So sorry for that delay. It's about 11:15 here on the East Coast. Thank you all for being here. And everyone on the West Coast, it's early out there. It's 8:15. And speaking of that, we have Kathy out there. So she's out there in Utah. Her beautiful mom, we want to pray for her this morning. She did have a stroke, so we want to do, this is a prayer request, so we're going to do this all together. Before we get into things geopolitical, we're going to take care of business on what's truly important, which is our family members, health, all of it, our faith. So we're going to do a prayer for her this morning, that she gets better. So I do have, from my angel prayers book, we're going to ask Archangel Raphael and the angels that surround Kathy and her mom. Kathy is a very hands-on healer for her mother. So this is just for both of them and their whole family. But we want to thank the angels of healing light for supporting the natural abilities of Kathy and also natural abilities that her mom also holds. So as we are all here together as a collective, whether you're watching it now or later, just hold them in your hearts right now that there's healing for her mom, for Kathy's mom, to support her health and well-being, but they are heavily supported by the healing angels in their light, in their healing light, and for supporting their path, both of their paths, to full well-being, whether that's here or it's on the other side, so which is graduation. So we want to pray under the law of grace, knowing that all of the angels will do their best for both of them and their whole family and their journey and the growth of their souls. So as they travel on. So it is. Divine angels of serenity, thank you for washing over them your grace, your healing light throughout not only them, but their hearts and their home. And so it is. Amen to that. So that is healing energy. Please send out there to Kathy and her mother and their entire family. Because as you know, it's a domino effect. It affects the whole family. So my heart is out there for you guys for sure. And so if you guys have prayer requests, this is something that I don't always touch base on enough. But if you have, let me edit this real quick. But if you have prayer requests, you want to go to starcanishores@gmail.com. I'm going to hold that up on a banner right now. Just write me an email and say, hey, can you pray for this loved one of mine? And we will do it live on the show. As a collective, it's way more powerful. Why not get the message out there? And it doesn't matter if there's only a few people watching now or later. It's out there. We're speaking it. And it's very powerful when more than just a few people do it. So if you have a prayer request of your own, go to starcanishores@gmail.com. And let's get into it. So we have a lot to go over, you guys. I mean, you guys probably remember a few shows back. I think I was outside. Pretty much remember I was outside. But you guys were asking me about the weather. It was before the Texas flood, too, before the 4th of July. But you guys were asking me about weather, earthquakes. And I was really telling you guys, like, what was coming through was the West Coast. Okay, and it was California coast, it was Washington, it was Canada, and Alaska was even included in that. So yesterday, Alaska had a 7.3 earthquake, all right, and they did have a tsunami warning. Now, I do believe the tsunami warning is out of effect, no longer is a warning at this time. But as I was channeling, a few weeks ago, I don't remember the exact date, but I do remember it was a show outside that I said this. There is a planned water event, tsunami event, something huge that's already planned, similar. And this would be similar to the Texas flood because once that happened, it was the 4th of July show. My brother and I were doing a show, and I had a lot of children energy. I had, it's something sad. It was something dark. So that was the Texas flood, and that was we know that was preset, that was already planned, engineered. So is this one. So this earthquake, all earthquakes, in my belief, are also engineered. They're preset, and I do believe, even though this warning is gone, I do believe there is further, and I'm not manifesting it, but it's what I've channeled, that there is further disasters. There are weather disasters that are already preset, pre-planned. So this tsunami we're going to look into. Yes, there was a threat of it, but I do believe that there is one that is coming. Will it affect Alaska? Alaska had the earthquake yesterday. I don't really have to pull cards on it. We already know, yes, this is pre-planned. This is detonated. They already had this preset with weather manipulation, just as the others. So we don't really have to pull cards on that because we know we've already done it. So we're not going to waste. I don't like to waste time. So we're not going to do that. But what we are going to pull, and I think that we have a lot of you have been, throwing me emails and stuff. But yes, the Texas flood was geoengineered. This is just a recap of a lot of your emails. Yes, the Texas flood, geoengineered. Yes, the earthquake in Alaska yesterday, also engineered. Okay. Now, what we're going to poll on, will we see more events to come this year, 2025? So, yeah, obviously, yes, we are going to. But what we're going to do with the cards, we're using them as a tool. And a lot of you out there are mystics too, and you guys can pull along with me. But let's take a look into this, okay? So we're looking into the rest of 2025. It's July right now. So we're going to look ahead. We're going to look ahead, and this is specifically for the U.S., okay? But I do feel, and I can tell you right now, that other countries are also going to go through some weather disasters. So it's not just the U.S., but this reading is right now in this moment. So for the U.S., we're talking about the Midwest. We're talking about the East Coast, New York coastline over there, Florida. Okay, we usually do have a lot of things going on here. So we're going to look into it for 2025. You know, how is it looking? What is the energy? That's what we're going to look at the rest of 2025. And if anything comes through also, we're looking at the West Coast too. We're looking at all of it, the United States of America. Also the Gulf of America, which we know holds a lot of activity that hits Florida, Texas, the South, Louisiana, all down there. So we're going to look into that. Let's just take a look. What I'm going to do, and I've done it for a lot of you that are trying to find locations on where to live, this is a style of reading that I don't know if anyone else does it my way, but this is how I do it. So I'm going to do the West Coast first. We're just going to divide it up. West Coast, so it goes by time zones. So West Coast, Central, and then East. I'm just going to do it like that. And then I'm going to go to the Gulf of America specifically, but that's how we're going to do it. A lot of you that have had readings and you couldn't find out where you wanted to live, we've always broken it down that way, but it's a fun reading. And here we go. We're going to do it right now. So for the West Coast, we're going to start there. We already know it's geoengineered what happened yesterday. But what we're asking right now is the West Coast, are they in for major disasters? Are they safe? Is California safe? Washington, all the way up, going all the way up. Okay, Canada, Alaska, even Hawaii is out there in the Pacific Ocean. So we're looking at all of that. Okay, that's where I'm really looking. So any information that can tell us what's going to happen for the remainder of 2025 for the West Coast. Here we go. So we have a lot of strong energy. So yes, there is going to be more to come for the West Coast in 2025. We have this strong Leo. We have the balance. Balance is good though, because we have the Justice card and then the Six of Swords, moving on into the right direction. So I do believe 2025 is probably the end of the worst of the worst. So I have to ask it because I do believe that there's a very strong surge coming through for the West Coast, specifically California. I really do feel that. And it's not just because I'm from there. I honestly, and I was just there, so I do still have that energy with me. But and even when I was there, just last week, I could feel it. I could feel the vibe. I could feel the energy. It's just a knowing that, yeah, something's about to, or they've already gone through so much, but I feel like something is about to go on there. And it's more of the Six of Swords energy, honestly. So it's going to seem like chaotic, terrible. It's going to suck. I do think it's earthquake related. But I want to ask if it is a tsunami. It's something that does damage it, but it recovers it and it brings them back. You know, it rejuvenates, it cleanses California. So let's take a look into that and see, is it a tsunami for California? We have the Four of Cups. We have the evolving. So there's something else brewing. I would say it's a water event. So if it's not a tsunami, it's some other type of water event. But absolutely. And then the Knight of Cups for 2025 for California. So something is going to shake it up. But it's going to bring that beautiful Six of Swords energy out of the dark into the light. It's cleansing. It's going to help California. Even though it may not seem like it during the devastation part of it, it will help them, the whole West Coast. But California getting hit the hardest, I would say. Again, not manifesting it, just what I'm betting, just what I'm picking up. It is weather manipulation on all counts. Yes, and I know people are going to continue to ask me that and send me emails and comments and stuff. But yes, all of these chaotic weather events are all manipulated. Okay, so they're all preset. They're all manipulation. Now let's move on. So the West Coast is a yes. They are going to have more this 2025 year. Now let's move through. So we're going to go the center of the country. Okay, so that does affect the Midwest, the whole center of the United States. So all of that area, let's take a look. What are they in for? Are they going to have another, disaster? Here we go. Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, Two of Cups. So I can't help but feel, and what's coming through is there's going to be three events for the center of the country. I believe we already went through the first one, which would be the Texas floods. So there's two more events because we already had the third one. So I believe two more events for the center of the United States. That's what I'm feeling. And I do feel that for some reason that there, not just because there's wands in my cards and that's fire, but I do believe that there is some type of explosion. I felt this before. Explosive, it could be a fire, it could be something that just gets destroyed. It's an attack on something. And I believe another one is possibly tornado, something like that. But that's what I'm getting for the center, okay? I see a few of you in the chat asking about Washington. Washington is included in what I just pulled on for the West Coast. We're moving past the West Coast. We're done with it. But yes, it definitely, that whole coastline getting hit. But like I said, I felt California was the hardest. But back to the center of the United States, okay? Yes, there's like two more events. We've already had the other one of the Texas flood. That was awful. But I feel like there's two more for the center of the United States. Now we're going to go to East Coast. So the whole East Coast part of the United States. Let's take a look and see if there's disasters happening there. Hurricanes and whatnot and whatever else. Here we go for the East Coast. The Hierophant, we have the King of Wands and the Devil card. So definitely something happened in the East Coast. So the hurricanes could be really bad this year. Okay, specifically, hey, I'm in Florida. I'm in South Florida. I know it's happened here, but it mostly happens in the Gulf of America, which we're going to pull on next. But we're going to see, like, what part are we talking here? But there's a lot of darkness here. So the East Coast is going to be hit hard, just like the West Coast is going to be hit hard with some devastation. So I need more details on this because we've got the Devil card included here. To be honest, I think the East Coast is looking a little bit worse than the West Coast at this moment. And I hate to say that because I'm on the East Coast. But here we go. Let's take a look, what specific area comes in, what comes through. I'm just going to kind of channel this. I'm not going to look at the chat because you guys... And it's no offense to you guys, but that energy interferes with my energy, so I can't do that. So I do have the comments turned off at this time. I'm just going to really channel in to the East Coast. I want to know directly where that devil, heaviness, darkness, where is this happening? Why? Here we go. I'm hearing that there's lots of trees. It's green. It is looking like a New York area up because New York is pretty green. It's looking like it could be up there. It could be Maine. It's up there. It's up the East Coast. Let's see what else. It's darkness. We also have what I'm getting to. All right. Well, that's not too bad, actually. What I'm hearing is Washington, D.C. There's going to be something happening there. Now, I'm talking about attacks at this moment for Washington, D.C., but for the upper peninsula of the East Coast, when I'm feeling New York, when I'm feeling Maine, when I'm seeing the green trees, I think that is mostly up there with like some sort of weather disaster. So I think that's a weather disaster, but I think over here, Washington, D.C. is some sort of terrorist attack. So let's see what else I can pick up for like Florida, Gulf of America, the hurricane zones. Let's take a look. We have Temperance. We have the Page of Pentacles. So it looks like they're trying to prevent a heavy hurricane season in the Gulf of America. They're trying to prevent it. Will they be successful? Okay, let's take a look. Three of Swords, Eight of Cups, Page of Wands. Very likely it won't be as bad as it was supposed to be. I don't think there's going to be as many deaths. But I do, and I'm not manifesting it. I'm just channeling. But what I'm getting is, yes, there's going to be the threat of hurricanes severe. It's going to be pretty severe. So And that was for the Gulf of America. So that does affect our deep south, southern states. So let's take a look. I'm hearing the word evacuation. Okay. So let's see who needs to evacuate. Why am I getting that? Why is that word coming through? Two of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, the Chariot. Makes sense. Nine of Wands. So yeah, there is going to be an evacuation plan. So it looks like people will be able to get out in time so that there's not devastation. We're going to have fair warning. It's just people need to listen, and don't take it as fake news at first, because I feel like when it comes to an evacuation, you really should listen, because why take a chance, But there are people that just stay in their homes and don't care, which is fine. They have their rights, but it looks like listen to the evacuation, listen to the plan. If they're trying to help you to get out, get out. Yeah, that's not good. Looks like the East Coast is going to get hit pretty big, okay? Not manifesting it, not putting out fear, but I'm just saying that there is a lot of manipulation. And what I found in other channelings that I've done, these manipulations of the weather, bioengineered, it's been detonated and planned years ago. This was already set many years ago. So it's hard for the good guys to stop this. It's hard for them to deprogram it. It's programmed. So it's very interesting, but we will keep our eye on it. We will continue to look into this. You guys feel free, even in your personal readings, where you live and everything like that. We can always deep dive your specific area as well. Especially with a one-on-one, it's good to channel that and really pick up your energy, where you live, all of that. I can remote view as well. That's happened quite recently, many times. And a lot of you, I think there's a couple of you in chat that it's happened to, or you'll watch it later. But yeah, I've been remote viewing lately, and I happen to be in your home, and I can see it, and I know the area, I know your neighborhood. I could see all of that. So it's pretty cool when it comes to locations and even relocation. If you guys want more information, channeling abilities, I can help you with that. I'm going to pause for a second since I'm talking about my readings real quick. I want to share screen. So what I added is a 6-month reading. I feel like the next 6 months in our personal lives, but in the world as well, they're going to be very heavy. There's going to be a lot of changes going on. So now I'm offering a 6-month discovery reading. It is pre-recorded, so I'll make you a video like this so I can really channel in as well, and pick up on the energy and channel in. But it's 6 months. So what I will do is a reading for each month, personalized for you. It will be recorded and then sent to you. So that is now added on my website, a 6-month reading. It's pretty cool. It's like a report, more of a report style. But yeah, I wanted to offer that because I do feel not only is the weather going to be very, it's going to be kind of scary, I think, but I do feel that we will survive this. We'll get through it. Just make sure you listen. If there's an evacuation plan, because that came through really heavy, make sure that you do. Don't just hang back and say, oh, I don't think it's going to be as bad as they say, and I think that you should, because there's a reason why that message came through this morning. If they tell you to evacuate. Yeah. But it's pretty heavy. So the whole country, it looks like we're all going to get something, right? And I'm going to turn on those comments, come in the live chat, and take a look at everybody out in the live chat. From Teresa, let's see. Teresa saw a video of bears, elk, and buffalo are fleeing Yellowstone. Is that valid? Ooh, you know what? I feel that when they know something's going down or something's about to happen, yeah, of course they're going to flee. So let's see, is this correct? Because we need to also pay attention to the animals and the wildlife as well, because they really tell us. So here we go. Oh yeah, they know that there's definitely a transformation going on. We have the Three of Wands, so they're getting far away and away from it. And then the Emperor, let's see, Trump card. A lot of water, actually. So there is some type of cleanse coming through, but the cleanse could It could be water, it could be fire, it could be a quake, it could be something devastating. But I do feel like this is a water event that may affect Yellowstone as well. So that could be why they're running, they're fleeing. So yeah, it is valid. It is true. They sense something is up. So that is true. Let's see the new comments. Taking a look, and I'm just going to pull randomly. If Spirit guides me to you to pull you, I will. Super chats are always welcome, for sure. But let's see what else is out there. Connie Phillips, she's not scared. She's not. She's bringing in the golden age, that's for sure. And speaking of the golden age, I also want to look into the Schumann resonance. So we're going to look into that too. So this has a lot to do. It is to do with weather also, to help us kind of control it in a positive way. If we're in alignment with the planet, when the planet is upgrading, we're upgrading. But if we're in alignment and, just in a very positive frequency, living positive, good lives, in frequency with the planet, helping the animals, if we are playing our role with the Schumann resonance, spiking high and going crazy, then we definitely all can kind of slow down these crazy events, chaotic events. We can do our part. That's how we can do our part. But what I want to do right now is a 6-month reading for the Schumann resonance, and just take a look. Like, how are we going to be affected by this? Are we going to see, like the big solar flash that a lot of channelers, like Ishmael Perez that he's seen? Is that this year? Is it later? Is that even happening? So there's a lot of speculation around it, but I don't like to fully dismiss it. But let's take a look and see what's in store the next 6 months. The Schumann resonance, how is that going to affect all of us? So here we go. Let's take a look. Judgment card, Knight of Wands, 4 of Wands, beautiful. You know what? We talked about this. I'm sure you all saw the show with my brother on Tuesday. I'm mixed up on the days, but it was Tuesday. We talked about, in one of the polls that I had, about unity. This is a lot about unity. So the Schumann resonance is actually it's pulling in energy for us, but to us. But what it's going to do is going to help us with uniting with others, coming together with soul family. So, souls that are alike. So you're naturally going to be drawn possibly to different types of people, or drawing different, you're attracting them, but you're also drawn to them. Different types of people that maybe you've never even associated with before. Maybe there's a piece of someone that you see yourself in, but back in the day, you probably never would have talked to this person. But as the planet shifts, like I said, that energy is affecting you in so many ways. And it's all consciousness, I believe, fully. As our consciousness expands and evolves, you don't have judgment towards people. You have more forgiveness. You have more love in your heart, and you want to move forward in peace. Because why would you want to settle for anything else? There's too much energy to put into being mad, to being in your ego, to fight, So as this is beautiful. So for the next 6 months, that's what I see so far. I see kind of a flip in perspectives. People dropping their egos. This is great. I love it. But that's kind of what I saw on our reading on Tuesday. So let's see what else for the next 6 months, how the Schumann resonance really help us. Here we go. 8 of Pentacles, the Chariot, the 9 of Wands. This is beautiful too. So I like this. And what I'm hearing is quick energy. You're going to have quicker thinking, quicker cognitive skills. So not only just the thinking, but quick to act, taking action on something you want to do. There's not going to be any second guessing as much as you used to. You're just going to have this knowing. You're going to trust yourself more. That's what it is. And when you trust yourself more, you have more confidence, and you're down to go for these opportunities that present themselves to you. So, and that's what it's about. The more opportunities you take in life, the more you grow. Even if you fail, even if you take an opportunity and you think you suck at it, and maybe you do, you grow from it. You know, it's fine. Just try it. See how it goes. And you grow from it. Failures are what makes us grow. If you don't have any failures, then that would be a pretty boring life, and you would never really grow from the level that you're at. So that's what I see is going to happen for the next 6 months too. Change in perspectives about the self, more confidence, the willingness to grow and try things, you know, be more outgoing, but coming together. It's all consciousness too. It's all the way you think. It's your mindset. It's all going to change. It's probably already changed now. A lot of you are already kind of here, but we are also waiting for a lot of people to catch up. And then just that knowing inside that everything's cool. I'd rather just live in peace and go for it, go for my goals, and have more love and compassion for other people than if I don't. Because if you don't, then your life's going to be pretty hard. But that's what I see. I see more people kind of getting it together. And you know what this is? We talk about it all the time. Well, I do. It's the Christ consciousness. It's a part of the Great Awakening. And it makes sense that the Schumann resonance is doing that. It's upgrading. It's helping everybody. So the next 6 months are very powerful because that's a major step. And then I can't wait to see what's even beyond that, you know, probably more of our supernatural abilities coming into play, you know, so pretty interesting. And since we're on this topic, I'm going to pull from my Eternal Connections deck. It was inspired by all the journals that I had, but one specific journal about Christ consciousness and information I channeled. So instead of writing a book, I wrote them into cards because I like cards. You just pull them. So anyways, let's ask from Eternal Connections, what is the message that we all need to hear today to connect and open and vibrate with our Christ consciousness right now? So let's take a look. So the first one I'm getting is persistence is key. Start now and don't stop practicing peace and introspection. Taking time to do this daily strengthens your spiritual ability with your higher powers within you. You are the creator and God is within you. It is a daily practice to love yourself and be alone with your thoughts and sense what is in alignment with you and what is not, and ask your angels and guides for assistance. They are your eternal connections, your committee council. All of your angels, your guides, your loved ones on the other side. That's your committee, your council. So be persistent with this practice each day and you will see your blessings continue to grow. Numerology for this card, biblical numerology number 8, it means biblical. It is a biblical meaning, but it is a resurrection and a fresh start for infinity. So everything you guys are planting right now, your seeds that you're planting, whether it's manifestations or just a thought, you think it's just a thought, but it's actually something you're setting up your future with. But this can also mean great success and abundance, as well as a powerful nature in achieving goals. So think of the number 8 today. You know, it's a very powerful money number, abundance, but abundance and love too. But it's very powerful if you are trying to focus in and pull in the energy for more abundance too. Really magical. But there you go. That is the message. It really went along with the Schumann resonance message too, which is cool. I do want to, I turned on the live chat and I see something from Donna Upton. Thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. And your question. Were the girls at the camp in Texas wavered or taken? All right, so that's a great question. Thank you. Let's see. So the girls at the Texas camp, I believe it was called, wasn't it the Mystic Camp or something? Something like that. The camp in Texas, the flood, during the flood. So were the girls at this camp, were they wavered or taken? Let's take a look. Here we go. So it looks like some were taken, okay? Some were lost souls, and then some were taken. So definitely. 9 of Swords, so there's devastation there. But I do feel some were taken, unfortunately. But that means that they're alive, some of them. So some are captured, And then we have the Empress card there as well. Some are going through a new phase, which would be those that passed on to the other side. So there's a little bit of a mixed bag there, but that's very devastating, hence the Nine of Swords, you know? But yeah, that's pretty deep. Tower card, Three of Pentacles. Again, sacrifice. You know, it was a satanic setup for sure. Not good. But yeah, that's pretty deep. We'll have to light some sage after the show for sure. But thank you so much, Donna, for that question. I am now going to move into the live chat and just take a couple more questions before we wrap up the show. And I know that Epstein, we went over on Tuesday. Me and Jason went over that on Tuesday. Epstein and how I believe that he is still alive. Okay, I did. Someone did make a comment. Here's a question. If Epstein is alive, as you said in the podcast with Jason, then what are the whereabouts of Epstein? So let's take a look. What are the whereabouts of Epstein? Definitely in protection. Okay. And then we have the, it's a resurrection because I'm hearing the word resurrection. So he's going to come back. He's going to come forward. He's also been playing the role, I believe, as like a double agent. Okay. So when he does come forward and they do bring him back around to come forward about all this stuff, it is going to be disclosed that he has like this double agent. He worked both sides. Okay. So there's a lot more to this, but I do feel he's in protection. And that was what the question was about the whereabouts, you know, so very interesting. I'm sure we'll go more into detail on other shows, but that's what I'm getting at this time. His whereabouts, he's in high protection for sure. Let's take a look. Do I have any more in my banners? I don't believe I do. Let's go into the live chat, see if anybody's out there. Thank you, Ricky Green, for being here. I've got everybody in the house. Let's see, anyone else? I love it. 11 Melisande. Yep, he was switched as the cameras were off. Yeah, it was not him. You know, even the body was not him. Let's take that down real quick. Go back to the live chat. Thank you all for being here this morning. We're running at 38 minutes, so I am going to wrap it up pretty soon as some readings today. If you guys are looking for a personal reading, remember I have a lot of great sales going on right now. And especially this new one is really fun. So 6-month reading, I make you a video and send it to you, going over the next 6 months. And if there are specific questions, you know, for this, you can always email me to go with your video and I can cover that as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this. And all my readings are on my website. There's immediate openings all the time. I'm always updating my website. So you can always get in. But thank you all for being here so much. I'm not really seeing any more. You know, Spirit's not really calling me to another question at this time. But I want to thank you guys. I will be back on the live with Jason on Sunday. So 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. But I will see you guys. You guys take care. And next week will be, I know a lot of you were asking, I think earlier in the chat, what's the schedule going to be, right? So it's going to move to Tuesdays and Thursdays by myself solo because Sundays will be going live with Jason. So Sunday, Tuesday, Thursdays. You'll get 3 shows a week, and then I'll be doing all my readings during the week. So make sure you check out arcanashores.net. Lots of great specials going on there, and I can get you right in. All right, guys, you take care, and I'll see you guys on Sunday. Take care. Bye.